Alright, this is a little video for some hints on this week's assessment. I am actually going to grade this thing, and some of it will be graded based on you getting it right, and some of it on the very last page will be graded on your effort. We'll talk about that as we get to it. On the first page, be careful what it's asking, okay? It wants you to fill out this thing at the bottom. I'm going to do maybe a couple for you, but look at what it's asking. This is the period divided by 4. Remember, period is measuring from top to top or from bottom to bottom, and either way you can see that's a distance of 8. So I take the period of 8 and if I divide it by 4 I get 2. And so the number 2 is R. I'll put that in right away. Okay? Then if I look at, say, number 2, look at what it's asking. The amplitude times 3. Remember, the amplitude is from top, which is 3, to the bottom, which is -3, and then divided by 2. So I take that and I get 6 divided by 2, which is 3. But then it wants me to take that amplitude and times it by 3, and I get 9. And so the number 9 is E. Okay? So again, look at what it's asking, find that value, then plug it in to do the work. Find that value, then plug it in to do the work. Find the period and then times it by 2. Find the amplitude here and then times that by 2, and so on. Okay? Be careful if it's going by 1s or 2s, but this should not be that bad. All I would like to do, you don't have to copy this whole thing down. If you can print this, great. But if you can't, just put number 1 and show me 8 divided by 4 equals 2. Number 2, 3 times 3 equals 9. Number 3, whatever times 2 equals whatever. And then you'll be able to fill in these blanks on the bottom. Okay? That's page number 1. Page number 2, okay, goes back to the sines and cosines. Okay? Law of sines was sine of big A over little a equals sine of big B over little b. And so you can see if this is A, this is little a. If this is B, this is little b. And maybe we should just call this C and little c down here. Okay? And hopefully you can remember some things from geometry to help you. This is not the easiest of things, but hopefully you can remember that the total degrees in a triangle is 180 and a straight line is also 180. That should help you get this right there. Okay? Alright, cosines, if you remember the law of cosines, you always start with either something that you are trying to find or the angle. Excuse me. So in this one it's giving you 3 values. So the value you're going to start with out here is across from the one you're trying to find. Right? So like y squared plus z squared minus, what is it, 2 times y times z cosine of x. Okay, remember this and this should be across from each other in your picture. So this would be, if I had x, y, and z, it would be this value that I'm trying to find, that x right there. Okay. Alright, so that's that page. Next page, really, really easy. If you literally just look at the post that I have, you don't even have to go back to the video, just go back and look at the notes from 10.8. Look at this and do this at the same time. Like if I wanted to find 3 pi over 4 radians, I would go to 3 pi over 4, and the cosine value is negative square root of 2 over 2, and the sine value is square root of 2 over 2. That is all you are doing there, okay? Then, that's that whole page. Super easy. Shouldn't take you more than about 3 or 4 minutes tops if you're looking at that unit circle at the same time. Then, there's a little research I want you to do, okay? You're going to use your Chromebook to look up the graphs of sine and cosine separately, and you're going to sketch these below. I want to show you what everybody's graph should look like. So hopefully people are actually watching this video, because your graph should look like this. Okay, draw, like, get a piece of paper, put sine and cosine, split it like this, and under sine, I just want you to make it maybe like 4 lines, and then like this. Just trust me on this. 4 lines, and then this. So it's got an extra long x-axis and kind of a shorter y-axis. You will see why when you do it, but go through, label this as much as you can in terms of like what these points are out here, and it'll be the same on there. Maybe I'll just give you kind of that hint as well, and label it accordingly. And then it wants you to talk about what is the answer to these specific things: the amplitude, the cycle, period. How does a wave play into this? What is the starting point of the graph? Where's the ending point of a graph? And really I'm talking about over one cycle, okay? Over one cycle, or over the length of the period, which is the length of that cycle, okay? And so just give me a little bit of research here, okay? Answering like how do these words come into play here, okay? Don't make this harder than what it is. Do your best. Show me the graph of each. By the way, this is what's coming. So that's why this is called review/research, because you are reviewing for the first 3 pages really. And really this is the review of Trig 9. This is the review of Trig 8. This is a review of Trig 6 and 7, those laws of cosines and sines. And this is a look ahead to section 1010 and 1011 that we will do next week. And one of the funnest things I'll have on any video all year that all of my students will remember you're going to miss unless you see the video that I post next week on this. For now, go to Google and literally type in graph of sine x. Don't put the symbol, you can't find there. Just make those x's, okay? Graph of sine x, graph of cosine x. Look at the images. Go and check out different math pages that maybe have graphs of them. See if you can find these words involved in there, okay? All right, this is already a longer video than I wanted, but I've given you quite a bit here already to look at. There is 4 pages, okay? They are worth 5 points each to get 20 points, okay? Literally, I'm going to grade this page. I'm definitely going to grade this page, okay? If you show me a pretty good effort, I might just give you points on this page more than what you probably expect, okay? And on the last page, really it's just a matter of effort as well, okay? Your graph's going to be right or wrong based on what the picture is, but the information you have down here is going to be pretty repetitive, so just do what you can, okay? All right, that's it for your assessment this week. There is no quiz. This 4-page packet essentially is your quiz because it's going to count towards your quiz grades. And I might make it out of 40 instead of 20. I'm going to debate on that yet. Have a good one. If you got questions, get at me.